What happened? It'll be a short one, like I said. But what happened last
We threw
week?
a body. We threw a body in the lake.
That
Last
feels
time on
very.
D&D.
That feels very rude. You interned a corpse into its final resting place.
Which happened to be aquatic.
The game kept giving me multiple crits, so it's going to fuck me this time.
I don't know if there's any rolls tonight. Like I said, this is just a setup.
Hell yeah. We faced the obelisk guy.
Well, shit, that's a pretty fucking high roll from Ito, so.
Whatever the plural of obelisk is, we faced
Obelisks.
multiple of them
Yep.
and defeated the shadow that was within.
Yep. The umbral demon.
And Aruna and her brother were able to finally somewhat come to terms with each other.
Indeed,
Not
they
so much settle the
were.
score, not so much become friendly with each other, but at least understand a better idea of what their positions in life were.
They were both brought to climax, so to speak.
Oh no.
In a
I
sense.
don't like that. But yeah.
I just realized Tommy's not here.
Tommy is not here. That's another pretty painful blow, but that's okay.
Jesus
The most
Christ.
important thing is Henley is here.
Yay.
Oh no.
I mean,
What do you mean, oh no?
we're ramping into
Jesus
Henley's
Christ.
store, into Henley's
If
stuff.
Henley's needed, then I get the feeling God shit is going down.
So,
What else do we have to do?
we've got
That's
one
not
person that
true.
needs some weapon.
That's not true. I do himbo stuff.
That
He
is
said
true.
to his wife.
That's okay. It actually turns out that Henley's newest wild shape form, whenever he transforms, he's got a tail, he's got horns. Now he gets 2 giant mommy milkers that give him 60-foot ranged attacks.
Well, Cody's gone.
But anyways, that's besides the point.
Once again, we're playing Corruption of Champions instead of D&D.
It's true. Besides the point, indeed, it seems that Aruna and her brother came to a understanding. While they may not ever like each other, they are family, and they do love each other in a certain fucked up way. And so, with the realization that there must always be some moon elves to conduct these rituals that keeps this umbral demon this umbral devil at bay, it seems that it has fallen to Aruna's brother to do that, because she's got perhaps bigger things to do. She indeed has taken on the mantle of the Queen of Witches, so she's probably not gonna want to hang around, you know? That's stupid. That's dumb.
Why not?
She's gonna want to see the big old world and do all sorts of crazy fun stuff. She doesn't want to hang out and cast a ritual 3 times a year, you know? That'll fall to Badar. Now, they came to their understanding. There was a little bit of that hung in the air, uneasiness that hung in the air, as it did seem that Badar prepared the father's resting place to have a permanent gentle repose on it. So, you know, Atlas's body is never going to decay. But it's also at the bottom of a lake, so that's something.
Yay. It's like Stalin's tomb.
And in return,
His
Aruna
family can pay $3 to come see it. whenever
It's
they
true. You
want.
can pay pay $3 to see Atlas's tomb. In return, Badar gave Aruna the very spell book that in her youth she used to destroy her arm. The power that she was previously unable to harness, now held in her hand, as she received a 9th level spell scroll to add to her repertoire, her book. One of Meteor Swarm, so she gets a big bad boy spell. Pretty nice. Doesn't get any more spell slots, but it's, you know, something.
You can make it where she does. You're the GM.
Well, we're not gonna go. We're not. She's no. We're not gonna go there. That's far enough. Now, afterwards, you arrived back on the Sky Weaver and found that Nipsey Brightbuckle was having a little bit of a crisis, as Jinlong had once again apparently added a severed animal head to the bow of the boat, swearing that it would see the currents better and be able to, and it would be lucky, and various things like that. Jinlong has always proven herself to be something of a strange, almost spiritual sort, walking in dreams, believing in ritual and sort of tarot and things like that, believing in capturing glimpses of the future. That's sort of who she is. I mean, let's see. Let's be real. If Jinlong were around right now, she'd be trying to dig her way out of the porta potty at Burning Man. Let's be real.
Oh, yeah.
Christ.
Did she actually die?
Who?
I thought there was a
Someone
lady.
did
No,
die, yeah.
there was a lady that died during that just now at Burning Man.
God, who?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, someone died at Burning Man while they're all trapped there.
Well, you know what? I don't have a lot of sympathy, so
Play stupid
Imagine
games, you
all-
win stupid prizes,
Play-
buddy.
play-
Think about it. That's 70,000 white women named Stacy with dreadlocks trapped in the
I'll be
valley.
honest.
God, can you
if I
imagine
could
the
choose-
smell?
if I
Probably
could
smells like
choose a
medieval
fate,
England.
I would rather be trapped at Burning Man than Coachella.
Hey, one of the guys.
Oh, I
that's
thought you were
there-
gonna say you'd sorry.
One of the dudes that was there was defending child slavery for companies to Congress, and so fuck that dude.
But I thought Connor was gonna say he'd rather be trapped at Burning Man than in Florida.
All right, but the point
I
is,
mean, that's also true.
you managed to kind of there's a lot of Jinlong talking about the only way that a living creature can see the veil that separates the worlds is in death, and that sort of weird, vague, probably pointless, meaningless platitudes of a sort. But you were able to kind of hey, stop killing shit and putting on the boat. You're upsetting
Stop
Nipsey.
killing stuff.
You're kind of creeping everybody
You're
out.
kind of creeping everyone out. Why don't you go to talk to Madame Vestia and y'all draw some tarot cards or something, which you did do. Let's see. Adelaide jumped Henley's bones because it'd been like a month. She'd be like, hell yeah,
Of
this is
course.
this is the longest time I've ever been without getting dick down. That sort of thing. A month without getting fucked? I haven't done that since I was fucking 12.
Nope, don't like that.
Who the fuck is
Fantastic.
that?
Me. Oh no.
All right. But
David Fincher has entered the chat.
but the point is, obviously,
You guys ever seen Bozo dubbed over?
the point is, you arrived
Fuck up, Connor.
at Shendo, the capital of the Jinma dynasty, with Jinlong at the head of the ship, and seeing the sun cresting over the beautiful... Wow, the sun crest over that, baby. Over the beautiful sort of buildings, glittering in the golden sunlight. Jinlong said she felt like, or she believes that this will be the last time she ever sees that sight of the sun cresting over the city and sort of glittering on the rooftops. What that means, you're not entirely sure. It could be wrong, it could be up to misinterpretation, as prophecy and her dreams often are, but she felt that way.
It could be up to viewer discretion.
It could be up to DM discretion, as I'd be like, just kidding, Jinlong went blind for some reason, I don't know. So she can't see. Fuck off. But the point is, actually Shendo is one of the few cities in the world that have have extensive airship docks. most of the cities of the world do not have extensive airship docks. There was Ertzig and there was Prost, basically, in the Stahlreich. There were none in Beaz Kumlahar. You had to set down outside of Parzula. And other than that, there is Shendo. And so, you're easily able to dock to a beautiful, soaring tower. It does have the, stereotypical, sort of architecture of, say, like Japan and things like that. You could see the vague idea of what the city looks like from the fucking picture. However, in this case, it's a tower that rises up roughly 300 feet, and it has large bridges that extend out. Upon these, even more impressive than that, they're bridges that seem to have some sort of hydraulic system, as there is a steam pressure that runs throughout the city, allowing the sort of workings of pistons. They're able to send out a dock to you as you set down just outside, maybe, or in the heart of Shendo. It's right in the center of the city, but there's a large central park that is sort of made of beautiful golden and pink trees. The leaves fill the air, and the scent of flowers sort of reaches your nostrils. It is an impressive sight, this city. Jinlong acts as if she's walking into, like, her front living room. This is no big deal for her. She's been here for a long time. But Nipsey can't help but be a bit wowed. Adelaide can't help but be a bit wowed by this beautiful sort of central park to Shendo that has this airship tower sitting in the heart of it.
Well, I guess I'll just follow Jinlong, since I'm culturally unaware.
Oof.
You're culturally underwear.
Holy shit, that's so good.
She said, Jean Long sort of nods her head as she smiles, a sort of faint, dreamy smile, as she turns to you and says, "Hey, I think we should go to the most important place in the entire city right now."
The bathroom.
And
Your
she sort
bedroom?
of starts marching down the causeway from the airship down the
That's what she
tower,
said.
I just follow her.
leading you to what appears to be some sort of... you actually leave the beautiful park behind, and you get a little bit worried because you enter into it appears to be like the seedier side of Shendo. You walk for about an hour, and the alleyways grow tighter as the buildings grow closer and closer together, rising up, looming above you like some sort of grim sentry. Before she ducks into what appears to be silken curtains into a restaurant of some sort. The air is filled with the smells of cooking. Roast meats and strong spices fill your nostrils as she sits down at a stool at the counter, and with a smile she says, "Hey, give me one of the usual." And the proprietor of this place seems to know her.
I sit down next to her and go, I'll have what she's having.
He narrows his eyes and says, "Are you sure about that?"
I kind of look at Jinlong and go, should I be?
Sure? Should you be sure?
"Yeah, it's my favorite. The best food in the whole city."
Yeah, sure.
Jinlong sounds different.
Well, she's a hippie. She's still a hippie.
Alright.
But she just kind of sits there dreamily for a moment, and she sort of looks up and she says, "Wow, you changed the decorations, didn't you? You got different spiders on the ceiling." And she just sort of leaves it at that. After a couple of moments,
No, but 1 second. I'll ask her something. Or so they go, Jinlong, do they know who you are?
Of course they know who I am. My name's Jin Long.
Yeah. But did they know who and what you are?
They know that I'm a loyal patron that loves food.
No. Okay. No is the answer. Okay.
She leans in closer and she says, "Did you notice that the spiders are different?
Me? No, I've never seen the spiders before to begin with.
They're different. It's a different
I
spider."
believe you.
He walks up and he sets down two very large bowls of some sort of rich broth. And you can see there are large sort of red and white flecks that cover it pretty heavily, as there are several like noodles at the bottom of it. It looks like there's some chopped pieces of meat. I mean, it looks like some sort of ramen of some sort, some sort of noodle soup. As she happily starts slurping it down rather messily, unfortunately. Probably not befitting her station, but she slurps away at it.
I eat it.
Roll a Constitution check.
Oh, I'm good at those. You said it's a check, right? Not a saving
It's
throw.
just a check, yeah.
For 19.
It is hot. It seems that it's been covered in various hot pepper flakes and hot pepper oils. Even to you who's of a particularly high constitution, who's able to endure a bit of pain, this is spicy. It makes you sweat till the tears come to your eyes. Jinglong drinks it as if it's, a summer lemonade. It does not bother her at all, but to you it is not unpleasant, but a bit uncomfortable, but it does taste pretty good.
Hey, you come get this often?
She sort of says, "No, unfortunately not. I mean, I come when I can, but when I can't come is only whenever I'm allowed to."
Well, why aren't you?
Girl,
Shut up,
Connor.
Connor. Why aren't you allowed to come?
Because
Sorry, I was giving you one
God
too.
damn it.
she sort of scratches it. Because sometimes my feet don't find their way here.
I got nothing for that one.
She wasn't given permission. Huh?
Well, I mean, is that because someone tells you can't, or is it because you just don't come this way?
Well, I guess I don't. I tell me I can't.
Adelaide tells me when I can come too. It's okay.
Yeah, you hear the snap of a glove.
No, I don't say that.
Oh, baby.
I
No, it's
go,
too late. You said it.
No, because that would make no fucking sense, and Henley would not pick up on that. Yeah, I suppose I would go more places if I could just go to those places.
If you could come.
No, this is me going, not coming.
Mm.
What about ejaculate?
She gets excited and she says, "I know a place I want to show you.
Where? Where do you want to go?
Golden Palace. That's where the Emperor resides."
Let's not go there yet, Jinlong.
Yeah, we need to be in tip-top shape.
But it's got
You're
all
like
the
you're
it's
like
got all
a
the
honeymoon.
best
Like a-
stuff.
This is like the opening to a Tarantino movie
It's
already.
got, it's
You're
got
like
the
a
best
honeymoon
stuff.
virgin. You gotta last more than 5 seconds.
But it's got the best stuff.
Yeah, but
Did you know Oh my god, this is
Probably
so
not.
funny. There is an entire room where you can drain the blood of dissidents into a trough. Just drain it away.
I'm sorry. What?
This took a turn.
There's also a
It
room
doesn't
that's
seem very hippie of her.
there's also a room that's made of jade.
Is that your room?
No, it's too much green. Green is the most dangerous color.
Aren't you green?
Exactly.
She's a yellow lantern, guys.
Well,
Lou?
Jinlong,
I got Lou with that? Alright.
well, Jinlong, are there places you want to go before that? Because I feel that feels like the end of our journey, not like a fun time.
I understand your attempts at humor. I
Max,
simply do not
Max,
find you
you're
amusing.
not even there.
I'm talking to Connor.
She'd be willing
Oh.
to take everyone out onto town. She'd be like, hell yeah, you want to come with us?
Well,
You
I
can
thought
go
we
get
just
some
walked
soup.
away.
They want to go get some soup, they can get some soup with her. She's not
I
gonna
thought
say
we just
no.
No, I thought we
Yeah,
just
get some
walked away
soup,
while they
sure.
were doing everything, though.
If someone followed her, they could have.
Oh, that's fair.
I mean, we just say I can't walk and get soup. Yeah.
I mean, I would hope you don't just wander the city looking for soup.
I mean, I imagine I wouldn't have to go far.
You said we walked for an hour.
But
But,
listen to soup.
Yeah. Well, Jinlong, is there places you want to go before we go to the palace?
I mean, the palace is where I live, so.
Well, if we're gonna get. All
But,
right, then, I guess.
ooh, no. There's something else I can show you. And she walks all the way back to the park. And now we're back.
Okay.
And she walks into the trees for a little while. It seems like she circles. Roll a survival check.
See, I can't see my screen. Please move. Do I have advantage? Or no?
Are you calling your cat fat?
Probably not.
13. It's not very good.
She whines around for a little bit, but you get the feeling she's not picking a particular path. She's almost wandering for a moment before she stops after maybe 20 minutes of walking the trees, and she sort of slowly kneels down with both of her knees to her chin as she sort of runs her hands across the soil. She's at what appears to be a gnarled tree that has beautiful sort of pink petals. It almost seems alight with light. As the petals fall to the ground, they almost seem to glow slightly as she says, "This is the place where Shendo first started."
Like, literally?
She sort of cocks her head and she says, "Why wouldn't I mean otherwise?"
I don't know. People can say that stuff figuratively.
No, this is where I landed.
Wait, so where you landed is where Shendo started?
Yes.
How did you start it?
Well, with one building and then the next, and then the next.
Did you build the buildings, or
I had help from the barbarian tribes, obviously.
why did you start Shendo?
Because I couldn't go home.
Where's home?
It's where all dragons come from.
Jinlong, I don't know where that is.
Disney.
It's from where Asphodel fell, where Bahamut and Tiamat emerged from his head and his heart.
Wait, but why can't you go to where Hospital fell, though?
I was not welcomed.
Why not?
I was a young dragon, wild by nature, as we all are. And, well, some didn't take to that nature exactly like I did. Some didn't want to follow dreams and visions, whispers on the wind. Some even dared defy it. Some would fight against fate, swearing that they could mold it, that they could change it. That fool, Vonrich. He...
Wait, like Magnus von Richten?
Well, his name was Vonrich when he drove me out.
Is that Colin? Is that the same person? Is that
No,
is that?
this is an ancestor. The Von Richten line swears it came from a silver dragon named Vonrich.
Oh, okay. Well, wait. Would I have known that? Is that in the
That is in the Encyclopedia Draconica. Yep.
I still wouldn't have read it, so whatever.
Yeah. The Von Richten line draws its lineage from an ancient silver dragon named Vonrich.
All right. Well, yeah. Kenley's just oblivious. So
And you would also know that Jinlong was driven out. Who lived in the Grunwald for 1,000 years, was driven out by Vonrich. And thousands and thousands of years. Before, in time immemorial, essentially. This was, back in the day, before there was any kind of written history, essentially. But Jinlong, the oldest living dragon, realistically, currently, she remembers. And she tells you that essentially she believed in ritual and fate, listening to whispers on the wind, and heeding dreams, and being guided by destiny. Vonrich did not believe that. He believed that you could forge your own destiny, that we weren't all being cast about by winds of fate and things like that. And so there was an impasse, and he ran Jinlong off. And Jinlong went and founded Shendo, which led to the Jinma dynasty. So Jinlong is the progenitor of the Jinma dynasty. That's why it's called Jinma. It's right there in the name.
Jinglong, I have to admit that I heard you were evil. You don't seem very evil.
She sort of says,
something fucking delightful with that.
scratches her head and says, I
Right.
guess evil's a point of view.
Look, my
Yeah, it
friends
seems like
gave
Amanda's
me
perspective.
these 9 pamphlets that are buckled together that says "Idiot's Guide to Alignment," and you don't seem to fit the one that they told me that you fit under.
Fuck up, Connor. I
I'm just
guess
saying,
It's beautiful.
If you landed here and then helped these people build all of this, and you don't really seem tyrannical of the sort, and you're even willing to help me out, knowing what has to be done, that doesn't sound very evil.
she says, I don't.
Do you guys remember when she just butchered some horses on the whim?
There's almost a focus, sort of slow her eye. You've seen she looks dreamy all the time, as if she's looking off in the distance. But for a moment, her eyes become focused as she looks at you, and she says, "Evil, at the end of the day, is a point of view. The Jinma dynasty, the kingdom, Eisenfeld, Stahlreich, they were enemies at the end of the day. And so if you grew up within Stahlreich, you would have heard that the Jin Ma dynasty was evil. The children here are taught much the same in the opposite way. That the barbarian, wild hordes were driven from rightful Jin Ma lands thousands of years ago.
That makes sense. I'm just saying, like, we met Ursula, and
Is she a bitch?
yeah, she seemed a lot crueler than you do. And I believe you met, oh fuck,
Soul Sanctus.
yeah, Soul Sanctus, and he was also kind of a
Bitch.
jerk.
Yep.
Jerk.
But you've also met kind of dragons.
Yeah, then, yeah. That's what I'm
Have
saying, like,
we?
You met Gen.
yeah,
Alright, that's fair.
And,
Gen is kind enough. Burnish, well, he can be.
Gen makes up for Burnish.
Well, Burnish can be a bit greedy. He's also always been willing to help you. Also, Karakwa. While this was not something that happened, in game because Cody wasn't here, but this is something that happened in Karakwa's adventures. While he was away, he met an ancient copper dragon named Kyprum, who is probably the nicest of the dragons. He travels as a beggar. And everything he collects as begging, he distributes out to other homeless and people in need. He got the what? I thought I heard you say something, Connor.
So he's the dragon equivalent of a give a penny, take a penny jar?
It's more like give me 10. Go to the rich people, and the rich people give him $100, and then he goes back to the poor people and he hands it out.
Nice.
So he has no horde.
He has no horde. His horde are the homeless. He is a beggar king.
That's
his horde is
cool.
the homeless. Is fucking.
His
great.
horde is the homeless. He is a beggar king.
That's a fucking metal album. Holy shit.
But part of his horde, obviously, is information that comes from beggars, and that is how initially Karakwa was supposed to upgrade his wildfire totem with the first thing. With the teardrops of Hasfidel, these ancient, powerful rubies that were supposed to be blood that fell from Hasfidel's heart whenever he died, essentially.
That's fucking metal.
Yeah, well, you know what, Cody? You weren't fucking here to play out that part. But Kyprum is the most benevolent of all the dragons, essentially, that you've come across, essentially. Now, that being said, who's the most evil? That's up for debate,
I think right now it'd be
While Soul Sanctus,
Well, I mean, the black dragon we fought was probably the most evil.
I mean, probably Bismarck.
Who kills them?
Probably Bismarck
Bismarck.
is the most
Yeah,
evil
Bismarck.
you've come
as
across.
There you go.
the red-
Bismarck
He's a
doesn't
dick.
seem evil. He just seems angry.
He's
I mean, he
he's
is-
greedy. He's
I feel
personified
like-
by Red Dragon's greed.
I feel like Ursul is more evil, but Bismarck is more noticeable.
Bismarck is bigger and technically older. Bismarck is second oldest dragon alive, I believe. Jinlong is the oldest, but the gap between second oldest in Bismarck and oldest in Jinlong is generations. Technically, Jinlong is the oldest, and by a lot. Like, it's hard to emphasize how much older Jinlong is as far as dragon generations go. She's close to one of the progenitor dragons.
Well, Jinlong, I mean, won't the people here be upset when you die?
That's the best part. They won't even notice that I'm gone.
But you said they know who you are.
Of course they do. They all know the legend of Jinlong, the prophetess, the great green dragon. And you know what? After I'm gone, I mean, the legend's still gonna be here. The traditions will continue.
Okay, who here knows that you're a dragon?
Oh, Not the common man. They'd be worried. Dragons eat horses, and they really like horses here.
That's true. Well, what about the people that know you're a dragon, know who you are? Won't they be upset?
For a long time, I've
Jin
advised this city, this land. I'm tired.
Do you have a? Do you have a? What do you? A brood? Is that the word I think I'm looking for?
Jinlong is my brood. The Jinma dynasty is my brood. The city's my
Why?
brood.
I meant like an actual.
If you're
child.
asking if I've ever had a clutch, then no. I never had eggs of my own.
What? Why not?
Because it wasn't meant to be. That wasn't in the winds of fate.
Watching Colin physically resist dropping an easy joke there for a moment was absolutely priceless. I saw his lips quiver.
It was never in the winds of fate. Never in my destiny.
Did you never meet another man dragon or whatever kind of dragon you're into?
Not one. That was adequate for my aptitude.
Did you want a clutch?
What we want doesn't matter.
But I mean, it doesn't for the question.
All that matters is what we receive.
Yeah, want in one hand and shit in the other, Henley, and see what happens.
That's not what I...
Wanting a clutch doesn't matter. I never received one.
Have you ever had a desire?
What a sentence.
I suppose.
Like when you go get your noodle soup, do you want that?
I do enjoy it. It makes me... I like it with as many spicy things as they can put in it, because it makes me feel something.
So you enjoy it and you want that, is what I'm asking.
I suppose I do, yes.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Have you ever felt that way about a clutch?
When I was younger. Gracie, are you barking? You're dreaming, aren't you?
Got the sleepy part.
Got them sleepy barks, don't you? When I was younger, suppose, but I'm... She sort of motions to herself, despite how I look to you, I'm... old, ancient. My time is passing. Indeed, the time of all dragons is passing.
Will you eventually die of old age? Like I will?
Dragons don't get weaker as they grow old. They only grow stronger.
Then what do you mean your time is passing?
The age of dragons is passing.
Yeah,
I
why does it mean you
myself am doomed to die. It has been fated. Other dragons, they've all been affected by wanderlust and desires that draw them away from this world. Burnesh seeks the seas, but those seas will only sate his curiosity for a certain time, before he travels into another, larger sea, one away from this plane, Sol Sanctus, his knowledge, his desire for knowledge, books, and the like, they will lead him to planes and places other than here. Kyprum, his desires to aid others, will lead him to want to expand that to places other than here. Eventually, all dragons, through death or otherwise, will be taken from this plane because the time of dragons is ending.
Age of Man is over.
Why can't you just
The age of
leave
femboy
then?
begins.
Say, what?
Why can't you just leave then?
Because that is not my destiny. My destiny is to die here.
Well, Jinlong, at this point, I feel like we're friends, and I don't want you to die.
That's sad.
If
Don't
we
make us feel bad for the dragon.
are,
It already does. It's too late.
No!
if we are friends,
And we have to kill her later.
Literally, we have to kill her later.
No, I have to kill her later.
if we are to be friends, why would you feel bad about delivering me to my destiny, to where I'm meant to be,
Oh, bitch.
to sending me back to Tiamat's bosom?
What a bosom.
Phrasing.
Well, don't you like being here with your brood?
Of course I do.
Because if I send you back to Tiamat's bosom, how can you go get your spicy noodle soup again?
What,
They
they
got
don't have
spicy
takeout
noodles
in
from
Tiamat?
Dragon Hell. They
Henley,
get spicy noodles from Dragon Hell.
it doesn't matter what's in this life or in the next. I see avenues and alleyways and dreams. I see singular paths that branch into infinity. See a veil growing ever closer. And when I was a younger dragon, I feared that veil. But I am old. And I welcome being wrapped in it at this point.
Jinlong, what I'm saying, and this may sound selfish, but I have a hard time navigating just this plane of existence in my own life, right? I am, for lack of a better word, not intelligent. But
Just
If-
fucking put it out there, why don't you?
if like Karakwa or Aruna or Alakul,
One
hell,
of the other O's.
even if Ito died,
Even
I would-
Ito?
yeah,
Even Ito.
I would feel sad. And
Excited.
I don't want them to be gone.
Hyped.
And I feel the same way about you. I don't want you to be gone.
You don't have to lie about missing Ito if he dies.
I
Do
feel
Ouija
sad if
board?
you do.
Wait, do Ouija boards come interconic?
I don't think it works like that. I think she returns to some kind of great dragon soul in the sky where she stops existing.
Oh, like the Norman
Oh.
Greenbaum song.
I'm pretty sure by Return to Tiamat's bosom is more like a Brahmin thing where like she becomes a collective of a dragon's soul, not Jin Long lives on in heaven.
There, she sort of looks at you and she sort of says, those of your friends, their paths are short. They
Right.
have weathered storms. Have you weathered storms, Henley?
I think so.
After the first storm, after you weather it, when you come out the other side, how do you feel?
What?
Accomplished?
And then another storm comes. How do you feel after you weather that one?
Better.
I mean, I would be lying if I didn't say that this adventure is
And then another
really
storm
wore
comes.
on me.
And another storm comes. And another storm comes. How...
Boy, comment's been said a lot today.
There's a lot of
Another
coming.
one.
There's a lot of coming. How do you feel after weathering thousands years of storms? Do you feel worn down? Do you feel tired?
I don't know, Jinlong.
Exactly.
It's hard for me to think about that.
You feel sad when your friends would die because they have the wherewithal within them to withstand another storm. I'm old and I am tired and I like living, but I have withstood so many storms.
Well, what if there was another place you could go?
It all does all.
The fates haven't shown me another place to go.
Well, what if...
I am ever bound here.
What's the word I'm looking for? What if I mantle Uller, and then after that I let you reside in the Shadowfell? Wouldn't that be what fulfills it for you, dragons? You went to somewhere else?
You... It is not as... It is not as simple as that, but I will be right back, because I have to pee. Alright, Henley.
Yep.
We're currently at 47 minutes of the hour prep that I had done. So...
And I bet you I've derailed that a lot.
You've asked her about, Jinlong about potentially finding residents of the Shadowfell. She sort of shakes her head and she says, "You cannot stand against Ola unless your blades dispatch me."
Wait, why do they need to dispatch you? Why can't they just, like, I don't know, stab you? Yeah, wound you.
It's a gentle wound.
What about just like a little poke?
Roll.
What empowers my blades from you? Is what I'm asking.
Roll a nature intelligence check.
Oh well.
So it's intelligence plus if you're proficient
Gotta
with
roll that
nature. Oh, hold
I am
on.
proficient in nature is an intelligence roll, Colin.
Okay, so it's just a straight intelligence check. And your portent dice is a 14. Because you have arrived back in the boat, so you've got your portent die back.
Can I use a portent dice after I roll it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure. Oh, it's same roll 20.
Oh, shit, you don't... No. That's a pretty good roll. So far...
It's not natural, Colin, just let you know.
That's fine, though. 20 is still pretty good, like I said. Even, like I said, because bounded accuracy, a 20 at this level is still pretty good.
I just didn't want you to think I crit it, is why I was telling you.
You have always, like, whenever you've been forced to hunt something, you've always kind of killed it. But at the end of the day, perhaps it's more important, not necessarily to kill it, but maybe best it, in a sense. In a sense. If it's a measure of power, then, you know, maybe just defeating and not necessarily killing could be enough. if it came down to that. And like I said, there's still the vague desire to hunt Gene Long inside you. And it is getting stronger.
Yeah. Well, I'm workshopping it still. But if we need to continue with your hour of stuff, Colin, we can do that. I can stop asking your pointless questions for an hour.
I just need you to get to the Golden Vaults, which is the dungeon.
All right. Well, as long as there's anything else you want to go see before we go to the vault, before we go to the palace.
She walks over to a dog and pets it, and she points at it. This.
I pet the dog too.
It's a good dog.
Yeah, it seems that way. Is it your dog?
She sort
I'm
of,
afraid Collins reintroduced a dog.
she sort of looks at you and says, "Every dog's my dog."
Oh well. Yeah, that might be true. I don't know how this place works.
She sort of spins in place and starts walking towards the palace.
I'll go with her.
Everyone can join me on this one.
I'm glad you guys have been sitting at this dock for 2 hours now.
I want to introduce you to the
Ooh, delightful.
Emperor of the Jinlong Dynasty. Would you like to meet him?
Sure.
Let's meet him.
Alright. She happy to lead you to the actual like palace. The guards immediately recognize her, and though there is some like vague apprehension at who she's leading in, they absolutely do not contest her or sort of try to stop her from coming in or from you coming in. You being in actually in her stead is as good as like a platinum pass in any fucking like club. It's crazy, essentially, as you're able to walk. Every guard almost ignores you as she walks at the head of your party.
She's the new mascot.
Damn.
As you walk into the palace, you can see why this is called the Golden City. Like I said, there are like all the columns glint with like gold, as if they're like flecks of gold within the marble that lines the columns. All of the roof tiles have been gilded. There are tapestries of beautiful sort of golden and white threads on the wall depicting the sort of triumphs of the Jinma dynasty. It is a well-deserved title. Despite the sort of central nature of Parzula as a trading hub and its richness, the opulence of Shendo is more than Parzula, even if the city itself is not richer. There is a almost garishness to the Golden Palace. One that is almost a bit distasteful, borderline distasteful. It looks like something that would be in a drag queen's living room, essentially. It
Hell
is
yeah.
garish. And impressively so. But that's not a bad thing. There is a certain beauty to it, as she just casually leads you through this opulence. There are two large, like 20-foot high doors made of beautiful red wood. that has engravings of dragons coiled across them, and these dragons have been painted sort of. They are like jade dragons. They're not painted, they're inlaid jade. And Jilong stands at them for a moment before they open out inwards into the great hall of the Golden Palace. And along this 300-foot long, basically, great hall, there is a single throne made of what appears to be battered wood and gold. Sitting on that throne is a man, elderly, slightly stooped, balding. He has a long beard that is stark white, and he's clad in beautiful silken robes. His eyes are milky white, but even sort of despite that, they have a laser focus on you as you walk in. Despite his blindness, he is ever able to see the people that walk into his presence. This is the current leader of the Jinma dynasty, the Lord of the Golden Palace. His name is Fa Jinma.
No relation.
Everyone within the Jinma dynasty, because it is a single unbroken dynasty since Jinlong founded it.
Nice. Well,
my name is Jinma. Obviously.
Oh, that's a mouthful.
Obviously, I'm a mini.
Are they related to Baba Jean?
I'm a mini Jinmas deep. So, we have to have many Jinmas. But Fa Jinma is an elderly leader, one that's stooped with age and wisdom. His milky eyes, though they don't see you, they, like I said, laser focus on you. Jinlong kicks off her shoes at the entryway and sort of motions for you to do the same.
I follow her and do it.
I imagine it'd be
I
good.
might have to stay here trying to take off my shoes.
The Redeemer kicks off his shadow shoes.
Oh god.
I don't wear no shoes.
I don't need no shoes, I got bug skin.
So hang on, do I have prestidigitation? I might be able to hide the smell.
No. Enhance the smell.
I guess the mall's always got the toe.
Alright, I'll
bugs out.
I'll take off my shoes and I'll cast prestidigitation to enhance the smell.
Alright, there is an...
They smell more like Parmesan.
You think you smell bad, but the reality is your cheesy feet don't overpower the smell of Miralax and Old Man. So...
Oh god, no!
But,
The mad muscles in the air.
as Jean Long strides forward, and Fa Jin Ma sort of tilts his head so he has one ear facing you. He sort of says, "Why do you bring these before me? What is it, pray tell, that you seek, Jinlong? Ever my advisor, one who sent me down more than one victorious path. Why do you bring these before me?" And Jinlong will let you speak for yourself. Why are you here, actually?
If I'm being honest with you, sir, I'm not entirely sure. This is where Jinlong said that we needed to be.
She nods her head and says, "They're supposed to kill me."
Yeah, that. But I'm trying not to. And so far, I'm succeeding. Because she's
So far, not dead.
Yeah.
Currently.
Long's visions are ever correct.
That's not the answer I wanted to hear. But that's why we're here, sir.
Sort of shrugs. Is that the only reason that you're here?
I mean, I suppose we are here to find a way to stop Bismarck and the White Tide Mother, so, like, if you could offer aid to that, that would also be great.
Aid? Quite the contrary. I, under the advisement, my most courteous and gracious advisor, Jinlong, have done quite the opposite. After she spoke of the trials and tribulations of Starlake, I endeavored to regain some of the land that Starlake stole from us. Whenever they crucified my forefathers on the crosses. The vengeance that burns within the Golden City, ever present. We are a long-lived people who do not forget.
Oh, okay. Colin, could you summarize that? What his answer was?
He said, no, fuck you.
He says no, quite the opposite. I have been preparing to attack. Now that Stolreich is in trouble, I'm about to also attack. Cause fuck Stolreich, your people crucified my ancestors, which they literally did do, and took our lands, which they also kind of literally did do. Although Jinma Dynasty kind of took their lands too. It's been a real back and forth. It was a real back and forth back in the day. And
fun.
This says a lot about our societies.
It does.
You live in one.
Wait, is Adelaide here?
She is not currently. You didn't bring her.
Okay. Well, okay, so you said all of us. I wasn't sure if she came with us.
She's still on the boat though, right?
She's on the boat.
Well.
Okay.
Sir?
He also said it was at the advisement of Jinlong that he's gonna invade you.
Jinlong, why would you do that?
I didn't say to invade him.
Okay, wait. I understand why, but why?
I didn't say that he should, like, invade you. I just said that Stolreich's trials are great, and soon its lands will be covered in frost and snow, and they will be weakened beneath it.
You didn't tell him that Bismarck was also going to come here?
Bismarck is a child.
They still have every intention of coming here and killing all of you.
Child or not, he's a formidable foe.
Yeah. Well, what lands were taken from you, if I may ask?
You can roll a history check.
Well, no, I'm asking him directly.
All of the lands that were east of the Veskar River were taken from us.
Where is that?
That is Weissenberg to Magdenstand. So that's literally half of Stolreich. Technically, all the way from Kritz Castle to Magdenstand. So the majority of Stolreich was taken from him. Since I can see all the way from here to there was in a earlier time under the control of the Jinma dynasty.
Well, I mean,
Taking that Russia approach.
But basically, it went from they went from Krutz Castle, pushed back to essentially around Weissenberg. It wasn't obviously Weissenberg when the Jinma dynasty controlled it, but the old capital of the Jinma dynasty, or the old border of the Jinma dynasty, this big city that was at the edge of it, was founded to the capital of Stahlreich. Weissenberg, if, like I said, you read the Stahlreich, that is where they did the thing where, like, they crucified members of the Jinma family, essentially.
that's fucked up.
I mean, it's fucked up, but that is also, where, I mean, you wouldn't want Adelaide walking in with her crown, because her crown is made from the nails of the crucified people on that fucking
unfortunate.
thing.
Yeah.
So you probably don't want her walking in with that crown.
He doesn't know that.
He does
He
absolutely
doesn't-
know
he
that.
Does not know that.
He absolutely
It's fine, bro,
knows
don't worry
that.
about it.
Does he know who I
Fake
am?
news.
He does not know who you are, however. That sort of thing, like the fact that you were married to Adelaide, is probably not the type of thing that's disseminated to him yet. But he would absolutely know that if the
Oh, no,
leader of
that-
Stahlreich
yeah,
comes in
yeah.
wearing a crown, and that crown is made of iron nails, I will, like I said, it is a crown of nails. He would absolutely know that those were the nails that were used to crucify his ancestors, because it's specifically, that's the point of it.
What's his name? Did he tell us? Did he even tell us?
Fa
his name?
Jinma. His name is Fa
Yeah,
Jinma.
Fa Jingma.
Is that too Asian? I could call him Jeff.
No, it's. I was just-
Jesus Christ.
Let's call him Asian Jim.
God, you're either appropriating culture or you're whitewashing him. Come on, Colin.
Jeff Jinma.
he's not really appropriating culture at all.
I mean, it's supposed to be based on China and Mongolia, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
I
It's
mean,
fine.
just think of Mulan. Fucking Fa Mulan.
Yeah,
I think that was the original joke.
Fa Jingma. I obviously can't bring back your ancestors, as horrific as that clearly atrocity was. But I am technically the Emperor of Stahlreich,
Oh no.
and maybe we can patch the bad blood that has been in our past so we can both face Bismarck together.
Who is this Bismarck that you speak of?
Jinlong, can you back me up here on this one? Bismarck is an
Dead
ancient
silence.
Right.
Well, I wasn't sure if Jinlong was being quiet when I asked her to, or if Colin was taking time to respond.
Jean Long is currently knelt at the bottom of a pillar and is apparently playing with a beetle of some sort.
All right. Well, when Jinlong is
I will say there are other people here if they want to talk.
when Jinlong's done with that beetle, she might back me up on this. But from what I understand and from what I've seen, Bismarck is an ancient red dragon who's aligned with the White Tide Mother, who wished to cover the world in ice, and that is why the Stahlreich is currently in peril, which is why you feel like you need to invade it. However, they are going to come here next, and from what Jinlong tells me, she's going to die, which means she will not be here to protect you from the dragon.
Whatever ancestral feuds you may have with this other land will be moot when there's nothing left to claim from its ashes. Or rather yet, its ashes, its frozen remains.
Karak, what can you define moot?
He used to make 4chan.
God.
And then went on to do nothing
Nothing.
else.
Good for him, though.
You can
Colin,
see
can you put that Leinenkugel can on top of the Mountain Dew can when it's empty?
That's a Sundrop can.
Sundrop can.
Sundrop can. Good.
Colin, can you remove that so we can see your face?
No,
Could
you don't.
you
I don't want to
beforehand?
see my face. I don't want to look
You
at
need
my
to
face.
slide it over. We need the framing again. You had it so well the other
Wait,
week.
I need you to slide it over 1/4 of an inch so that it blocks the fucking sun or light or whatever the hell that is.
What's wrong
Just-
with
just
your
nudge it-
face?
Nudge it like a millimeter. Just. It's the brightest object in the world. Is in Colin's room.
Yeah.
That's
Fudging
just
Mom.
that's just the light, honestly.
Ugh.
like-
I would like to foster peace between us.
The offer is peace and
Or
you don't
death.
have trouble, or not peace and there's going to be trouble, and that's pretty much it. Whether
I mean,
from
you
us
don't
or
even need
somebody
to help
else.
us necessarily. You just need to help us get the prophecy item that we need. I mean, we can take care of the problem. We just need.
Look, we're just looking for somebody to
kidding.
acknowledge that the world is fucking ending.
There you go. I kind of.
No lies about that. That cringe.
Oh
makes
my
me
God.
fire.
Look, what do you know about the long and thin gleaming green blade? That's part of the prophecy of ice and iron. I'm sorry, I'm like really fucking drunk.
I don't think the
It's very hard for me to participate.
That's okay. I've had
the
1, 2, 3, 4,
God damn
He's
it,
counting.
dude.
5.
beaver.
6
The long, the
beers.
thin green blade is Connor.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Connor's. I'm pretty sure.
We've got everything but Rick's.
Those are the blades that transform. Because of the ability for Rick to transform. Well, kind of. Like I said, he grows tails and horns and shit.
Oh, spoiler.
I already do that.
That's the, I mean that's
Spoiler.
that's the point of the fucking blades, Rick.
All right.
It has to do with the prophecy.
That's fine. I expected to do something like that. Actually, originally you said it made Steiners into electricity, which you know is also cool.
It's all
Lightning.
no, all of it's together. I gave you Steinhertz to go with the blaze, to go with the transformation, to go with all of it. It's all a fucking group package.
I also,
Thunder
actually, for
Bolt.
a while though, I was under the impression that it was the heart.
Wait,
It wasn't
is the
actually swords.
is the warthog gonna become a thunderbolt?
Unfortunately, the
Dear
heart.
God, can we please just continue, Connor?
Unfortunately, the heart of Hospital was ever meant to be into the heart
The
of
heart
the
of Oler.
Kingdom of Black Overfront. The heart of Oler, however, that
Yeah,
is
I thought that was it.
that is more of a that was more of just a secondary thing. It was not that was meant to make Steinhertz like more prominent. And Steinhertz has
Alright.
slowly gotten stronger. Whether you've noticed or not, I have been upping the challenge rating of Steinhertz, so he's gotten stronger over time. He's currently challenge rating 17, I believe.
Oh,
what I
wow.
made
He's
him.
been working out.
No, he's challenge rating 19. I've made him challenge rating 19, so he's
Strongest,
Fucking,
strongest
Stein-
boar in the world.
Steiner's
fucking big pig over here.
he's getting stronger.
Steiner's Spino?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
It doesn't matter. She's a ghost pig.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like misremembering years of my life.
Colin's drunk. It's okay.
I'm not drunk.
Oh.
I'm tipsy.
That's Colin's standard state.
Yeah,
You
I'm
think
at
it'd be improved.
no. I'm at whenever I'm 6 beers deep, I could like talk to a woman and be charming. So
I've
Alright.
never done that.
Jesus Christ.
Dodging mom.
I can talk to a man and be charming at 6 beers deep. Cody, how are you doing?
I could be doing pretty good. You wanna?
Is there?
I
is
got
there
beer
something-
here.
I'm not
there something
saying
you
I'm
can
prettier than your wife, but I'm at least heavier.
There you go.
Once Colin gets 6 beers deep,
Shut the fuck up.
when Colin gets 6 beers deep, he can start spelling the pheromones of men.
It's true.
Ooh.
I smelled all the way down the road, Cody.
I got a little sweaty earlier. You want to come sniff my balls or
Oh,
something?
no, I want to come sniff
Work
your.
something out.
I want to come sniff your non-popcorn ceilings.
Ooh,
I'll
that
make
is
I'll
pretty
make your
nice.
pheromone.
Anyways, Fodging Ma, is there any way we can foster peace between us, at least for this conflict?
Peace. How dare you speak of peace to me? The Starreich dynasty murdered my forefathers, bound them to crosses of wood, and then used those as leverage
Henley, shut up.
to drive us from lands that we called our own. You speak to me of peace.
Fa Ma, I recognize that, and I've said it's an atrocity. That I was not fully aware of, because I'm from some backwoods village in the Stahlreich. I'm not exactly, prominent and in the know of the history of where I come from. That is awful, and it should never have happened. I don't know
yes.
I don't know the entire history of it.
You have Down syndrome. I recognize you from making YouTube videos about making macaroni and cheese.
You know what? I would have been from here if they hadn't taken your land. So shut up. You're insulting yourself.
Christ.
Does anybody else who has a higher charisma stat want to say anything?
Wow.
That ain't me.
Please
Connor?
forgive my friend. We educated him wrong as a joke.
His name is Wimplo.
Yes. Oh, Colin. You definitely should come over, Colin. I feel pretty good tonight.
I'm gonna punch a circle out of your stomach.
I will pat Headley on the shoulder, and I will say, "Hey, you did really good." I'm gonna step forward.
Okay, I was about to say I don't have a charisma score. I might as well not have one, but I can.
I'm gonna whisper to Ito. I was like, "Hey, we don't even really need them. We just need the weapon. We just need the prophecy item. We just need to get the fuck out of here."
We already know that's from Rick killing the dragon.
I go
We
over
have
to
nothing
Jane
to
Long
claim here.
and I play with the beetle.
That's really cute.
All right, does someone with
I'll step
does
up.
someone with charisma want
I'll step
to
up.
make your argument?
I'll step up.
Does it
This
have
is
to be
this is
with
me
charisma?
this is me being nice, because I know that
I'm
Henley's
gonna-
charisma is
I'm gonna
real
step-
not great.
I'm gonna step up and talk for my boy Henley. Well, my friend Headley here, who is unfortunately retarded, is trying to say
I can tell
is that
by his love of Roblox.
we cannot pretend to understand the plights of yourself or of your people, particularly from the hands of the empire that we unfortunately represent. The fact of the matter is, unless you want to see those ancestral woes bestowed upon you directly from another foe, we could really use a hand. Because while the historical atrocities of Stahlreich have befallen you and yours, a worse thing is coming, and it is a guarantee.
And who are you to speak on behalf of Starreich?
Frankly, I'm just a man who's afraid for his family.
He's my keeper.
And
That's
He's not
terrifying.
the keeper.
what family is that?
A child who has not yet seen the world that is coming, and I have the opportunity to make it one way or the other.
You speak as
One
if
of
you have some sort
atrocities.
of prominence, someone that has a sway within Starreich.
Not within Stahlreich, no.
I
A
mean,
very small
technically,
island.
you do.
A very small island with not a lot of prominence in the grand scheme of things, but a house just the same.
Hey,
He sort of narrows his eyes on you.
How old is this guy? I can't remember.
He's
It's
old.
a
He's like
child.
he's like 80.
I don't know why I always think it's a child for some reason.
He's an
No,
old
that's-
man. He's got
No,
many.
that's just yeah. I heard.
He's got many concubines and many children that are ready to rise to the
can't-
throne whenever he
I can't
dies.
pre-
But
I can't pretend how your family dynamics work in your land.
give me
And I
a.
A child.
This is give me a charisma history check.
You gotta talk to me how to do.
All right,
that.
are you proficient in history?
Yes.
All right, so add your proficiency bonus
well, no,
plus
okay,
your
hold on.
charisma bonus.
Yes. It's got the check.
So you're proficient. Give me your proficiency bonus plus your charisma bonus because this has to do with nobility.
Proficiency +6, history
Nobility.
+6, so 12.
So it'd be your proficiency, which is +6, plus your charisma bonus.
Wait. History is +6. Charisma is
What's your charisma bonus?
+5.
+5. So it'd be +5, +6, so it'd be +11.
+11.
Because it has to do with lineage, and it has to do with
So
nobility.
natural.
So,
Wait, I just typed in 1d20. I didn't roll.
I mean,
Is
that's
that-
fine.
Did that roll it?
It
Yeah,
did.
You rolled
It
nat
rolled it.
20.
You rolled a nat 20.
I didn't know if I had to type in.
You know,
slash.
looking at him, he's ancient. If he were to die, and from what you've heard of his love of concubines and his lineage, it would cause a real crisis of ascension within the Jinma dynasty.
If he were to what?
If he were to die,
Don't worry, I'm getting ready to stab the old man at this point anyway.
so
I-
at
do
least
I-
that
I-
is in the back of your mind.
Okay.
Because you know he not only has many, many concubines and many, many children. I mean, he's fucking old and he hasn't named an heir.
Do I know that? Do I
Man,
know
this
that?
guy's
You do know that with a 20.
That's your history check.
That's your
No,
history.
I
This
meant
dude's a
specifically
fucking-
the naming and heir. Sorry.
You do know that.
Okay.
Because Jinlong has mentioned it in passing.
So
That is some real small brain plays on this old man's part.
Right.
I would like to I'm sorry, I'm imagining there was too much talk of Mulan. I'm imagining like a dude on a throne. What setting? Like, are we addressing like the
You're
man
addressing a
behind the
dude on a
curtain?
throne.
Uh-huh.
Dude
Can
on a
I
throne.
approach?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to him. And I'm gonna ask him, the atrocities of the people of Stalreich are not in question here. We will happily answer anything that we can. But the fact of the matter is if your lineage, if your legacy is not insured right now, your people are going to suffer a much worse fate than what your ancestors imagined. We know that, and we're here to ask you for help, but we're also here to ask you if you would like to be helped. Because if you don't help us, there ain't nothing we can do.
Roll a persuasion check.
Is
I'll
that just
roll guidance.
This is a persuasion check.
that's
You have guidance.
advantage, right? Okay.
I'm willing to step in. Okay, I was about to say,
Guidance is
I'm
a
willing to
D4.
step in. and
Guidance is a D4.
Oh, okay. Let me just
However,
reroll that.
if someone wants to aid you, and say something, they can give you advantage.
Oh well, mine was going to be intimidation, not persuasion.
I ate him by shouting, "Shut up!"
Is my dice roller broken?
You didn't even
You
add the
have
D4.
rolled 3 19s
Yep.
out of like 4.
I think I need to go.
Add a D4 to that, silly. Alright.
A 40.
Like a 40. Alright.
Well, yeah, I'm good at one thing, guys.
I mean, you're level 19, so.
Uh, Connor, you fired your crossbow at this guy, metaphorically.
You kill him. You cause a succession crisis within the Jinmai dynasty. It's all taken care of.
Good, because that's what I'm about to do.
He sort of strokes his long white beard and he says, "You raise a good point. But what is your name?"
I'm Avendor Iturralde Sarasenio de Royan, the 14th. I know a thing or two about legacies.
Yes, of the Ile de Royhan.
The tiny island. Yes.
I have heard of it. I would have your island become a hub of trade between Stalreich and the Jinma dynasty, as well as Beas Kumlahar. A neutral
believe-
ground.
Yeah, problem solved.
I believe it once was before the
Indeed
the
it
pirate
was.
island.
Long ago.
I know a couple who would love to hash that out with you, but they're not coming here until we have some sort of assurance that.
But you are the lords of these lands, yes.
I acknowledge my personal inabilities for certain things, and I instead put up the proficiencies of others higher than that of myself. I understand that might be unusual.
I would trade with you, good sir. The Ile de Royan becomes a neutral ground, one which the Jinma dynasty and Beyaz Kumlahar may trade freely within, as well as Solreich. And in return, I will allow you to seek this prophesied weapon. Because within the heart of the Golden Vaults there is a singular piece of the first iron, that which was forged within the hearts of the Rotsphere Peaks. One recovered by my ancestors.
Go on.
And I merely ask to allow you entrance, that you allow me and Beaz Kulahar, of course, to use your island as a hub of trade. It would bring wealth beyond your wildest measure to you.
I'm gonna hit over the earpiece. He's still essentially asking Adelaide to cede territory.
It's not her
I mean-
territory.
I mean, it is her territory.
But
You're
you're
still
Paul Stahl-
part of
yeah,
Stahlreich.
Nah, fuck her.
Yeah.
I mean, are you gonna go like, fuck you, bitch?
You guys didn't catch when I kidnapped the Emperor, that it was a hostile takeover? You picked that up a year ago?
I
I
mean,
got
can
this
I
dog.
can I technically say it's okay?
You're the Emperor, technically.
Yeah, okay.
No, yeah, but no, hang on. Rick's question
I mean-
is, does Henley know that?
I don't know why Henley wouldn't think he can.
Um,
I just presented myself to him as the Emperor
I-
of Stahlreich.
I repeat myself. I told him that I know a couple that would love to discuss that with you. But I don't make a move until they've discussed it. If you'd like to elect a representative instead of yourself, that's fine.
My representative is, of course, the advisor to the entirety of the kingdom, Jean Long.
Well, she's currently playing with the beater with the Emperor.
Yes, she is very wise. As she's playing with a beetle.
Hmm?
Who are your representatives?
They are not present, but
I feel like time is of the essence. Perhaps we could...
Here?
No.
Can I just bamf and grab a halfling girl and
No,
and
I
her-
think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bamf out the Redeemer.
That is not my
And I'm
representative.
gonna
I would like to
And
clarify.
I'm gonna
for the
tell-
record.
I don't care. I don't care who your representative is. This is my representative. I'm like, look, I don't speak for the people of Starreich.
I
speak for-
can speak for the people of Stahlreich. My
Oh no. Oh no.
name is
I speak
Albert
for
von
death.
Richten.
Yes.
My lineage is, without question,
sir.
I am of the von Richten line. My dear niece is the current Holy Emperor, and I have been educated within the finest universities that Stahlreich has to offer. I have
I'm gonna.
traveled the lands from Prost to Magdenstand to the Cold Forge. I have seen all that these lands have to offer, as well as many lands beyond. And if you think that I'm going to be a pushover whenever it comes to negotiating the accountancy of my native lands, one which I will remind you I killed my very own uncle for, well, you'd best have stronger ideas. I will fight you on every inch of ground of the Ile de Royan, you understand?
Beaver, I feel like that made it worse.
Don't listen to that guy. That was just a joke, a prank. That doesn't really mean anything.
I am, after all,
You
a simple country chicken lawyer.
No. No, wait, this is better.
Foghorn
listening.
Leghorn.
Keep listening.
I redact my 40 persuasion.
I'm gonna unwrap my hand. I'm gonna be like,
No.
look, your people are already dead. You can help us make them not dead by letting us get out in front of it, by giving us this fucking item.
He just said we could have it.
If we give up the Ile de Royan. Fuck that.
No, not give up Ile de
not what he
Royan.
said.
No, not
Share
give
the
up.
Ile
Not
de
what he
Royan.
said.
He wants it to be a neutral
See,
trade-off.
yeah,
He wants it to be the
Cede
Panama
for the
Canal.
neutral ground.
But Beaver, to be
And I don't
fair,
want to be.
That's what it used to be.
To be fair, we're already aligned with Bayaz Kumlahar, technically through Ursula, so it kind of already is partly Bayaz Kumlahar. The only thing we're allowing at that point is for Jingma to also go there.
Yeah, but he's big dicking the table right now, and I don't like that.
No, he just wants it to be Panama like it was a long time ago. That's all.
He's still big dicking the table.
You're
You're just jealous he's not big dicking you. Shut the fuck up.
I
Damn.
care about your pathetic eyes. Hardly.
All right, I'll come back at this point. And I'll tell Klaus to stop, and I'll
It's enough.
and I stand next to Ito, and I go, as the Emperor, I will allow the Ile de Royan to be a neutral ground if Lord Sarasenio is okay with it.
Again, I would rather my representatives hash it out, but I don't see why we can't do that. We did
No,
it once.
I said allow, not that it's finalized or whatever.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. But again, Lord, Emperor, I don't know what to call this guy.
Fa. I think Fa.
Fa.
I think Fa is his title, isn't it?
Fa the title.
Jima, yep.
Fa, I don't come here to state that we're going to do what we need to do to begin with, but unfortunately we've been turned away at every possible door, so we kind of are. My point is that the details can be hashed out in the future. We don't have the kind of time.
Oh, so you're saying
Let-
that you don't
let-
have the time? Why
let us
stop at the
come
Ile de
back.
Royan?
Let us come back,
Yeah.
and when we've survived, I will happily talk with you directly. But first, we need the thing.
Very well.
Maybe
If
before
you
this man's
wish to seek the first
Colin had a
iron,
moment there. It's like, wait.
I had to remember what it was called, the first iron. I will allow it. I will grant you entrance to the Golden Vaults. But I must warn you that their depths are... well, let's just say they're guarded by things that not even I can control. Things at that depth are ancient and powerful.
Is he saying like literally depth? Is
Yes.
he using that? Can I tell if he's using that term literally?
No, he is using that term literally.
Okay.
Within the depths of the Golden Vault, there are things that even he doesn't control. But he will allow the dragon Jinma or Jinlong to travel with you.
Jinma,
boy.
Jinlong.
Jinglong
Fog,
because she is the one who first carved out these vaults. Thousands of years ago. And in them she has placed a piece of the first iron, one she recovered less than thousands of years ago. These vaults were already carved, but they're in the highest security places. But, like I said, that was all I had. Oh, like I said, I only had about an hour prepared, which was talking
That's
to the
guarded by
Emperor.
the Chimeras.
Before you get to the Golden Vaults. Because the Golden Vaults are a dungeon. They're like a full dungeon. One that you were travel with Jinlong into.
I ask him before we leave. I ask him what's the eye level requirement.
30.
And I ask him what's.
You have to be gemmed and enchanted too, though.
I got Crusader enchant. Is that fine?
No.
I know it doesn't really fit my druid build very well, but it's the only enchant I had that they.
That's okay.
His face as he slowly figured it out.
He only
Oh,
he
man.
doesn't care about your eye
I
level.
knew what it was first.
He only cares about your transmog. He wants you to look good when you go
Yes,
down to the
check the
Golden
icy
Vaults.
veins.
No,
Okay,
all the specific loot though is already guaranteed to the static.
Damn it!
But yeah, he
Also an
will.
Also an MGP you gotta pay for the gear you roll on.
God damn
Oh
it!
hell no.
He is willing to allow you to go into the Golden Vaults, essentially.
Yay!
To retrieve, like I said, there's a piece of the first iron down there. But it's in the lowest levels of the vaults that he doesn't control. Vaults that were dug out by Jinlong thousands of years ago. Like I said, technically the first iron wasn't, like, whenever she dug the vaults, there wasn't a first piece of iron, technically.
So what you're telling me is that Jing Long dug her own grave thousands of years ago?
Yes, she did.
How horrifying!
That's morbid.
How Asian.
But you'll go down there. That being said, Jinlong does not have the mental acuity that she had thousands of years ago, so no. She's kind of an NPC of sorts.
It's okay.
It's okay, but we'll do it next week. Like I said, I only had like an hour
It's
prepped.
okay. I understand. This isn't Neverland.
It's also good that so next week Wizard can be here. Which is always
We
good.
fight.
Yay.
Because you're gonna be fighting. There's gonna be fighting,
Oh
there's gonna be
my
puzzles.
God.
Fighting and puzzles and dungeons, oh my.